Thank you for joining us. Now, many Nigerians have made Cote d'Ivoire their home, drawn by its stability, culture, and opportunities. They excel in various fields, including trade, business, education, and healthcare. But despite the challenges, the community thrives, contributing to Cote d'Ivoire's diversity while staying connected to their Nigerian roots. Now, today we're going to be talking about the challenges that Nigerians face in Cote d'Ivoire. And we have with us Onwuchelu Emeka, President of Nigerian Community in Cote d'Ivoire. Hello, Mr. Emeka. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's begin with the most important aspect of one being in another person's country, which is documentation. Are there any common legal documentation challenges that Nigerians in Cote d'Ivoire face in particular?
Okay, no, absolutely no. As you know that Cote d'Ivoire is part of West African member states, the ECOWAS. It's like when you are living in Cote d'Ivoire, it's like more or less you are living in Nigeria. So we have every right that a member of West African state supposed to have. So we don't have problem of residential citizenship and all the rest of them. So no. Okay. So you just have your consulate identity card and just normal identification for your business, and that is all.
Okay, but you know, it's quite possible that even the consulate identity card and the passport, you know, is quite difficult for so many Nigerians to actually, you know, access. Is that a possibility? Because according to reports, documentation is one of the most important and one of the challenges that, you know, it's being faced.
Okay, honestly speaking, we are not having problem of identification here, passport or anything. If you want to obtain the same passport Nigerians are obtaining Nigerian passport here, the embassy is there to serve us. You can get it in 3 days, okay? So we don't have issue of identification. On the other side of it, issue of consulate identity cards where you will be using for your day-to-day activities. That one is not a problem because immediately we assume office as the president, democratically elected president of Nigerian Community. That was the first thing we were having originally. But from 15th of December 2022, the problem of identification, consulate identity card, become a gone and die issue. So thanks to the then Ambassador Martin Issa, whom we brought the issue concerning the problems that Nigerians are facing on the side of biometric identity card. Reason is that the government of Cote d'Ivoire has taken it to the next level because you know what is happening in various areas, in various countries of West Africa about insecurity. So they
what levels are you talking about? What specific policies, you know, are being leveraged at the moment to help Nigerians with the documentation process?
Okay, reason where I'm going is that the Embassy of Nigeria, in collaboration with Nigerian Community in Cote d'Ivoire, has succeeded in issuing Nigerians residing in Cote d'Ivoire biometric identity cards, biometric consular identity card, okay, that helps you to go for your day-to-day activities.
And you're saying every Nigerian in Cote d'Ivoire has that card. They are all accounted for.
Okay, those that their own has the one they have been using because it has 4 years expiring date. Those that has their formal consulate cards don't need to come. Or when it is about to expire, you can come and obtain it. You can also come today, and those two, the new one and the old one, is also acceptable. Nobody looks for you, nobody chases you, it doesn't stop you, your activities. But if there's in one way or the other, the old biometric, your analog identity card cannot work, then you go for your biometric identity card. You can get it in 7 days, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays.
Okay. All right. So now let's move away from documentation now and, speak to human trafficking. And we've been made aware that, it is one of the challenges that's actually being faced in Cote d'Ivoire, just as it is being faced in some other countries like Libya and other West African countries as well. Now, let's first of all, find out from you if that is a challenge.
It's a very serious challenge.
All right. So go ahead and tell us if there is a law that actually exists or partnerships that actually exists between law enforcement agencies, NGOs and community organizations to help combat, human trafficking and exploitation in Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay, there's law everywhere, both in Nigeria, in Cote d'Ivoire, and other places. But why Cote d'Ivoire own is quite different is that the inflow of human trafficking in Cote d'Ivoire is enormous, is much. Okay, so let me just give you a brief information that maybe you are not aware of it, that since 29th of May, I assumed office as the president of Nigerian Community. Up till date, Nigeria has succeeded in repatriating, sending back to Nigeria 952 Nigerian girls back to Nigeria. Okay, so there's law that protects, that takes care of this. But the problem is that the inflow of Nigerians coming into Cote d'Ivoire under human trafficking is much, so it's uncontrollable. So the government of Cote d'Ivoire cannot control it, and they can do what they can do, but to say they are controlling it 100% is impossible. They themselves, just last week, Thursday, I had a meeting with a commissioner that is in charge of this, which he also said that they have 7 other jobs they are supposed to be doing in their office. But issue of human trafficking and child prostitution has taken over their job. Okay, so that is the problem. But when we say they are fighting it, yeah, of course they are doing what they can do. But when the inflow of the Nigerian girls that are coming into the country are beyond them, they can't do anything.
All right, so just to be sure, the repatriated girls, 952 of them, is it from sexual exploitation for prostitution?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So now, what is Nigerian government doing to help the Cote d'Ivoire government?
Absolutely nothing yet. That is why it is so painful that the government of Nigeria is doing absolutely nothing.
And they are aware of these things happening?
They are 100% aware of what is happening because in collaboration with the embassy, we have been writing to them, and all the girls that we are sending back to Nigeria through some border are passing through the borders. The NAPTIs are aware of it. The immigration officers are aware of it. So there's no way the government of this a governmental body. There's no way they will say they are not aware of what is happening. The director of NAPTIs in Lagos is very much aware. Most of the time, they usually come pick these girls from Semeboda down to their offices. So they are very much aware, but they are not doing anything.
Okay, but considering the fact that nothing is actually being done about it, how does that impact the reputation of Nigeria in Cote d'Ivoire?
Honestly speaking, this is one of the grievous crimes that is staining the names of Nigerians residing in Cote d'Ivoire. Like yesterday, we went to Bundiali. Then before yesterday, I sent my delegates to Bundiali prison. 13 Nigerian girls are in there. Some of them committed crime. Most of them did not commit any crime. Yeah. But simply because maybe they cannot defend themselves, they don't even understand those people that are putting them into that job did not explain to them very well. So these are the serious problem that we are facing is denting the image of Nigeria. There are maybe little or 1, 2 or 3 other crimes that Nigeria are involved in, but it is not to compare with this. And why this menace is so painful is that these are underage girls. 77 to 80% of them are minors. So, and these are future leaders of Nigeria tomorrow.
Okay, considering that they're minors, definitely, you know, adults are responsible for the trafficking. What's happening to those who are responsible for trafficking these girls? Are they also being repatriated back? Are they being arrested? Are they being charged? What is happening? Or is nothing being done about them as well?
Okay, you can see that when an individual brought like 20 girls or 30 girls and he go in for it, that 20 girls and 30 girls has not gone back to Nigeria. Do you understand what I mean now? So you maybe one, like last week, one was arrested for the same crime, a Nigerian. Okay, so you can't say that these individuals that are doing this, you know, every criminal is smarter than, every thief is smarter than somebody whom he wants to steal from. So they have their way, they know their way. But at the other side of it, if the government, federal government of Nigeria will be interested or will make much effort in order to stop this menace, then it will reduce drastically. But the problem is that we are not, Nigerian government is not fighting this human trafficking and child prostitution at all.
Okay. Now, Mr. Emeka, you did talk about, a thief being smarter than the person he's going to steal from. Now, is there a chance that the law enforcement agencies, both in Nigerian borders and also in Cote d'Ivoire, are complicit in this act? Is that the reason why it's difficult to pinpoint some of the adults who are responsible for these trafficking?
Okay, the government agencies, let me just say in Nigeria, in Cote d'Ivoire, the answer is no. But in Nigeria, I am very, most of our people, those that are into this are also very clever set of people. They have their way of corrupting the system as well. But I want the federal government of Nigeria and the whole security agencies that are in charge of it to do something. When they do something, it will reduce, because some of these girls, nobody comes with them. They don't even know where they are heading to. And nobody will say that they did not cross any police officer, immigration officer, and other security agencies. Do you understand where I'm going? Yes. So that's where the federal government of Nigeria has to tighten up their belt to make sure that this reduces drastically. Okay.
Now, Mr. Emeka, let's speak to the well-being and the safety of these girls that are actually being trafficked or victims. Are there any safe reporting mechanisms for, these Nigerians who have survived trafficking or even sexual exploitation?
There's no, I don't think there is any, the only thing is that the one that comes under the hands of the embassy or Nigerian community must surely be sent back to Nigeria by all means. Okay? But to say there's any mechanism put in place in order to take care of them, or no.
That's quite disheartening. All right, now let's move on to another issue, talking about discrimination or xenophobia. Now, can you speak to us on the forms of discrimination and xenophobia, that Nigerians actually face in Cote d'Ivoire, and how do these experiences impact their sense of belonging? Because we're aware that in so many countries, they dread the fact that Nigerians, actually thrive in their own countries. So,
honestly speaking, in Cote d'Ivoire, we are not having any issue of xenophobia. The slogan of Cote d'Ivoire is Akwaba. Akwaba means you are welcome. The integration is working efficiently. West African integration is working efficiently. African integration is working efficiently as far as Cote d'Ivoire is concerned. And I will want to say it very loud and very clear. Cote d'Ivoire is the only country that I know that are integrating 100% foreigners or West Africans in their country. So issue of xenophobia is not, okay. You saw what Nations Cup that we played some months ago. Yeah. You saw what really happened. You saw how welcoming Ivorians were, even when they lost the match. So there was 100%. In fact, any foreigner that is in this country is in a safe hand. Let's forget about when there was issue of politics, election. Okay, so we don't compare it, but as far as I understand, presently we don't have issue of xenophobia as far as Cote d'Ivoire is concerned. This is my 32 years in Cote d'Ivoire, so I am in right position to tell you what happens and what does not happen.
All right, well, that's quite a relief, Mr. Emeka. Empathy is actually quite important in cases as this. But what is actually being done? Because you talked about, Akwaba, meaning you're welcome, which is actually a great way to welcome visitors. But then what exactly is being done to foster a greater understanding between the local communities and Nigerians in Cote d'Ivoire?
Okay, in Cote d'Ivoire, the present government under President Alassane Ouattara created a ministry of integration. Ministry of integration, which some days ago, I happened to be one of the only Nigerian that was recognized and honored as an ambassador of integration with the president of Guinea and president of Mali. Okay, so if integration means nothing to them, they won't have Ministry of Integration. If integration means nothing to them, they won't even talk of honoring some Nigerians, a Nigerian and some other West African members. Okay, so issue of integration, they are 100% committed. In fact, every time and time to time, we are being invited. Ask, is there any problem our communities are passing through? Is there any issue that our community are passing through that needed the attention of government of Cote d'Ivoire? So I don't know about yesteryears, but I am telling you, as of this present government, they are doing more than enough.
Okay. All right. So just before we wrap up and to focus on the integration program, it's actually a good thing that you said there's a ministry of integration. But are there cultural exchange programs that can facilitate greater understanding and also friendship between both countries, like having Nigerians go to Ivory Coast, even if it's through education, and, Ivorians actually doing same in Nigeria?
Yeah, of course. For example, let me just give you this. This might interest you that we have Nigerian schools here in Cote d'Ivoire.
Oh, wow.
Nigerian school, not one, not two, okay?
That's
and
impressive.
Most of our children, Most of our children are writing their common entrance here. They are writing their NECO. They are writing their WAEC and other exams they are taking here. So Cote d'Ivoire offers us exactly what we have. They are flexible in their decision making. They are accommodating every foreigners, making sure just air your view. Tell them what is your problem. Then they will look into and see how do these schools come in. For example, most of our children, when we travel from here back to Nigeria, they can be able to communicate with those that are in Nigeria. So it becomes an issue that we needed to do something. That is how we started approaching. One or two started their school. From there, and later, with the help of the embassy, reaching to Ministry of Education, then we started writing common entrance WAEC. So all these things are becoming flexible, and thanks to the embassy of Federal Republic of Nigeria that is in Cote d'Ivoire, they are doing and they are assisting 100% to make sure that Nigerians are in Cote d'Ivoire are safe and comfortable. They are living like those that are in Nigeria.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Onwuchelu Emeka, President of Nigerian Community in Cote d'Ivoire, for your time and for speaking to us on this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're welcome.